Alright, get back on our heads here. Joe's been fired today, he's not here right now. So you can get your favorite tripod, because Joe can't film with the crap. Alright, so that's what we did the other day. Did exhaust, I'm going to do the intakes. I just got done setting the cutter here. So you take the valve, well I also got done regrinding the valves. So I put a back cut on there, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's hard to see sometimes what I'm doing around here. See the two different angles on there maybe? So you put this thing over here and you look in there and you can see where it's at. So you put the valve right on tip right there, the pointer. And you take your cutter and you stick it over there on the cutter. And you can put it right on the tip there. Right where the seat is. That light might help, I don't know. Sure can't see it, so there you go. So we'll see how much you can see it on the video. And that's how you set your cutter. You can see all the different angles on the cutter. So that's all set. Okay, so that one's ready to go. So I got to swap the heads over here and do the other angle. We're on exhaust. I'm going to do the intakes now. So you got to flip the heads over here a little bit. Damn, get that tight. Oh, that slid easy. Put it on my foot, not careful. So you can rotate this up to the other angle. Pretty close to there, I think. Stop over the next one. Alright. See the pallet we're going to use? Those are big. The intake holes are bigger than the exhaust holes. That's kind of weird. Usually it's the other way around. So these are tapered pallets. So you can see how deep it is into the guide right there. So this in here is the next one down. See how far it goes deeper? So that one's small. So that's the one that goes up over here. My arm doesn't fit in there very well, but it goes in there in order. So they get bigger as you go down. So usually intake is the same size or tighter than exhaust. In this case it's looser. So if they're right on the verge, you go into the next size up. It's so far down. Then wedge them in there. See what they look like. It's only this far from the very bottom, so that's a little bit too deep. So go to the next size. So my arm bend in this direction. So the next two bigger ones. Clean them off with a clean rag. That'd be what I'm wearing. So these ones are next one up. They're quite a bit higher up now, so not too much maybe, but you see they're way above here, but they'll go down about half an inch or so maybe. Once you put them about in the right spot. If they sit up too high, the cutter bangs into this and it won't cut. Cutter, it goes through, and if it goes down too deep, damn! Those haven't been used in a while. So you go too deep, see how the pilot goes up through it, that'll be a problem. So now it's ready to cut the seat, but like I said, that'll stick up inside of here and hit inside and it won't work. So it's pretty tall up. Now whenever I wedge on something at an angle, I always take it and twist it a little bit. Let it recenter. It'll cause a problem. So these might be up too high, but this should be alright. See, I got almost an inch in here. So it'd be nice if they're a 1/4 inch lower, but yeah, close enough. There's some tolerance for error. Put our level in here. See where we're at. It's way out of whack. Let's angle this way. Even more out of whack. Missed it by a mile. Way off. Okay, get close. Tighten it all the way. I'm going to whack the piss out of it if you need to. So the head angle, in the perfect world, everything would be lined up. You see how the level is off? Right there. We had to level this way. Put it that way. But this way it's off. Like I said, in the real world, the valve guides should be perpendicular and parallel to each other, just at a different V angle. But nope, they're not that way. That rarely happens. It does happen, but it's rare. It's not always on new heads either. Usually new heads aren't very accurate. Let's see. So we got to rotate the head slightly to get the angle to come in correctly. Where it's centered. We have to go back and check that other angle too. Get this one in there. See, this one's pretty close. This is close enough to run. See how it's right? Really, really close in there. It's more than sufficient. Now, if you don't know if your level's any good, do a 180 on it. Check it again. It should repeat. This is not repeating. That is not a good sign. So why is that not repeating? It used to repeat very well. So I got to check the tools every now and then. So has the machine moved on me a little bit? Where's my level itself? Off a little bit. So we got to determine where our error is at. So we're slightly on this side along that way. And the level is accurate. See, that's the same each time. So that's good. The machine is slightly off, but within tolerance. But the level was repeatable, so that means it's good. Alright, so why is this one all screwed up then? Good that way. I'm guessing it's off this way. Yeah, it's not that bar. Slightly, but not much. Got one of these right here. Which way this one's off. See, this one's exactly the opposite way. So we split the difference, or we change it on each head. There's a ball joint on this cutter to allow for misalignments. But it induces a little bit of a rock like that when you do that, and causes the cutter to be slightly out of whack. That's weird how this one is not repeating. That is weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Kick it over just a notch. Okay, we're going to go ahead, if in doubt, pull it out, redo it. Something's goofy. We don't like goofy around here. Let's see. We had a little bit of roughness going on there. Maybe that's something to do with it. Got a little corrosion right there. Hear that corrosion? That's enough to cause a problem. So I'm going to scrub pad that a little bit. tools are getting corroded from sitting and move. Scrub that down. Nice and clean. All right. A lot better. Okay, look at that stud. There we go. Looks like that little rust was our problem. So now we're centered. Turn 180. Repeats pretty close. Just a tick off, but not by much. Yeah, it's pretty damn close. Yeah, we're good. Okay, and this one over here. It's good that way. It's good that way. Ah! And a little better that way. Close enough to run. See, a little bit of corrosion makes your tools go all over the place. Corrosion is bad. Alright. Make sure we're not too far out. We might be too far out. Nope, we're good. You gotta make sure your cutter goes all the way past the pilot. As long as it goes past, you're okay. So we're able to go past, we're okay. So, see right there, we're able to go past. And that's the machine in case you don't know what it is. So as long as we can do that, we're golden. So that's good. Okay, so we gotta put this up in there, get it out of the way. It's getting a little notchy again today. So you gotta clean off your way up here a little bit. You don't want to put any lubricant on this, but you have to wipe it down. So my lubricant is whatever's on the rag. That's my lubricant. You want this to be nice and free or it doesn't work right. Alright, that's close enough for that machine. I don't know if you can see it going up and down there very well, but it goes down pretty easy. See? Right there, it gets a tight spot. Let's get tight again. Wipe it down again. It gets tight at the end. But we don't work up there, we work on further down. The machines are not 100% square on how it works. There's actually a weighted cable in here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but right there's a cable right here. Has a weight on it, adjustable tension, and I've got it where it's tight right here, and it gets down here, it's loose where it works. So, machine's not 100% perfect on how it's made. It's probably only a thou or two difference somewhere, and that's all it takes to make it do sticky. Okay, so we get all that handled. So now we need to set our cutter for our diameter. We're going to bore out the throat of the port in here. So you can see how you got that inner taper right there below my thumb. The seat's actually right here. That little area right in there, that's the seat. And then that's the inner angle there. We're going to bore that out a little bit. And you can't see there's a lip of it. The seat overhangs the port slightly by about 15 or 20 thou on each side, which screws up the airflow. We're going to bore that out, which gives you more total volume coming through. Plus it gets rid of that lip in there that screws up the quality of the airflow. It's not always about volume, it's about quality. If I sacrifice a little bit of diameter to gain better quality, it's improvement. You'll gain low lift even though you're killing velocity a little bit. So it's a double gain. It's actually a neutral and a gain. So you killed the port low in flow, but you gained it back when it got better quality. So that means it's a neutral. Okay, so this here, we're going to measure the diameter of this, see what it is. And then bring my caliper back with me. Okay, valve head is 1/850. These are a little bit bigger in stock. Or 860 is stock. 840 or 860? I think 840 is stock, I don't remember. It's 850. So, for racing, I take 125 under the valve head. A real hot job. You go 125 less, that's what you bore your throat out. For streets, for hot street, I'll leave it there. I'll back it off to 135 or so for regular high performance street, and I go back 150 for more of an average street. And if it's going to be just all touring, I'll knock it back about 175 thousandths less. Now there's a percentage drop in there. I never use percentages. I just go by size. Technically, I guess 10% of 100 is an inch and a half. It'd be 150 S. So I'm way less than 10%. More like 7 or 8% of the throat size, which is too big for most people. But that's what I use. I like it. Okay, so we need all kinds of theories on what to do out there. Okay, so this is 650, which is 100th thou less, so we can use this cutter. So we're going to set this for a smaller diameter. So, okay, so there's our 150 right there. This has a mic head on it. If you back it up, how much you want. So there's 135 back. Joe wants to be more cruising than anything. So I think we want like 145 on exhaust. So let's do one. Let's see, that's 15, that's 140. Less right there. I know it's a pretty good sized cam in there, so usually I go bigger, not smaller. But he's not putting a bigger manifold on it at this time, so don't get too big. Trade off in there like everything. Okay, so what do we got this set at? Should be 40. It isn't. Why is it bigger? 690. I'm off on my numbers for some reason. So now you don't look at the dial. Yep, there's 600. Damn bugs. 600 is down here. That's 150. Back off 10. That's 40. So you don't guess. You guess instead of doing what you should be doing. Using accurate numbers. Still wrong. What the hell am I doing wrong? Man. 50,000. I'm going to turn off my dial, my problem is. Okay, you dumbass. 10, 20, 30, 40. 75. There's 40. Jeez, I just woke up today. Got no excuse for being a dumbass. So we got 620 right now. We're at 620. Oh, what the hell am I doing wrong? I am so screwed up today. I'm way off. Okay, 750. 625 would be 125. So 610 would be our 140 less. And we're not on 10, we're on 35. $610 would be right there. Oh, look at that. I got 610 finally when I put it in the right spot. Amazing how that works. So it's 40 to get to 650, and then 650 to 750 is 100. Except we were 850, weren't we? Damn, I'm stupid today. So we're 240 down right now. Okay. 1/700 would be 150. 710. We're at 610. 1, 2. I don't know why I can't do math today. Stop being a dumbass. Start doing your job. Let's see, this is small port. He's got small ports in this motor. I'm going to go 150 down. We are not porting these heads out big, so Joe wants to be what Joe is. Okay, we're at 700. It's 150 less. That's really small for me. The port's only 625, so that's plenty big enough. Alright. See, I don't know what I want to do. I want to go big. Joe wants to be low in power. But he's got a big cam in it and a small intake port. Small intake manifold, so it's a kind of a mix of parts. And I like just going big on everything and not to worry about it. But we're doing these half-ass jobs, trying to go 15 things at once. It's even harder. Alright, we're going to go with a smaller one for now. We'll see what happens here. If I don't like it, I'll redo it. I'm still going to cut a lot of metal out. Either way, it's going to open up no matter what I do. So there's how much opening cutting we're going to be doing in there. So it's going to be a lot. Okay, turn that up. Definitely cutting them out. So there's how much is coming out. Quite a bit. Opening it up a lot. That'll definitely cut underneath pretty heavily where the port is. So we'll see what it is in a minute. Going through the aluminum. Okay, so now you can see how much the seat came out. Took a lot out. See there's a little bit of aluminum still left in there. I haven't cut down the bowl yet. But the seat's still smaller than the bowl is below it. So they make the ports really big underneath these seats, so I'm just making them big all the way through, more even. Alright, we'll be back.